So this weekend it's the Saab car festival in Trollhättan. It's every second year and it's arranged by the Saab car museum. I will attend and probably post some content from that, and I will attend in my Saab 9-3, and I never think I've done like a walk around on my car, so I wanted to do that. So maybe some of the Saab interested people on this channel can see how my Saab looks, and also for myself maybe in the future. It's fun to see how my car looked in 2024. So if any of you guys are going to the Saab festival, maybe leave a comment and maybe you will see this car there. It's nothing special. I think we will start on the outside. So this is a Saab 9-3 from 2006. It's now on 353,281 kilometers, so fairly high mileage. We can start maybe with the engine bay, and I will try to walk through everything and I will tell you what I've done through the years and such. So here we see we have the engine. This is the Z19DT diesel engine. It's the 8-valve one. My one have been remapped up to like 160 horsepower, or at least that is what I think, because they say like 180. I don't really believe that, but it got the EGR delete on it, and I have a blocking plate under here for the EGR, and also the DPF is drilled through and also programmed out, and that just makes this engine run better, and a lot of the problems go away with that as well. So here we can see we have the cooling reservoir changed some of this mounting hardware here for a new zinc coated that is not rusty. I didn't know this, but added this plastic thing there. New line there as well. I have added, we see we have this strut brace bracket here, which is fairly new from last summer. Of course, change battery. Some of this hardware here, maybe we'll try to find one of these new in the Saab car festival to something looking a little bit nicer. A lot of like the charge pipe for the turbo and the intercooler have been changed. The intercooler have been changed after I crashed into a Fox 2 years ago, I think. I was running an open air filter at some point, but mainly for the sound, but I went back to a normal airbox because I just think it looks better. What is there more to say? I've changed out these headlamps here a few times. Now I'm running unoriginal depot halogen headlamps. I think this gives a nice beam pattern compared to the original ones. And change some cooling pipes. This charge pipe here is new as well, and this one here have also had the flywheel changed from a dual mass to a single mass flywheel, which makes it sound like a tractor while I'm driving. It sounds like the gearbox is in a really bad condition, even though second gear on this car is not, it's hard to hook in when the car is cold, but no major issue, I guess. And also all the vacuum lines and such have been changed, and this vacuum solenoid thing here have been changed, because that can give you a lot of problems as well. This it's not a solenoid, but it turns off the air. It's mainly for the engine to turn off smoothly, I guess, and also to be controlled with the EGR. It's electronic intake air valve thing that leaks oil into it, and you will have full coats. I've also changed this vacuum pump here because it was rusty. That was the single reason why. The The thermostat down here have been changed many years ago. I need to get a new vacuum line here. This is not original. The original is supposed to run in there, but last time I wanted to get it, it was out of stock. But now I will maybe find it. And dynamo have been changed, starter have been changed. Yeah, there's just a lot of things that have been done under this hood here. And also the turbo have been changed because there was a crack in the manifold. And I think that is mostly it when it comes to the engine bay. A lot of things are new, but we are running a fairly high mileage car that have its problems, but it's working without any issues. This is fairly new because mine was kind of ugly. Emblems, this one have actually been here since I got the car. We can see that when we get original emblems, they stay nice for a long time, and this is at least 8 years old, still looking like new. Stickers here are also new, just minor things, and probably a lot of other things here that I don't remember, like sensor for the pressure in the intake, and also the reverse light sensor in the gear shift tunnel, and also the bushings there. Yeah, I think we get it. A lot of things have been changed under the hood here. Too much that I can remember, but I think I got most of it. Here we have the front of the cars. I have added these fog lamps. These bumpers come with the fog lamp wiring, so it's basically just getting a tech to activate it, getting a button in the interior, and then also getting these lights, of course. So these are also aftermarket, I think TYC lamps, brand new, looking real nice. I've added this aero lip. I painted it myself, so it doesn't really look too good. But if I were to have it professionally painted, I think I would just buy a brand new one to start off. And then we have also added the US side marker lamps. I've not used the wiring harness for that I made myself, kind of hooking it up to the low beam over a solenoid, not a solenoid but a relay, so it activates with the low beam. Then also just painted the grille black. Then we have the temp sensor there changed. It was for no reason, but if you have temp issues with the outside temp, often it's like the harness here is a connector between the bumper and the car. It gets corroded and it loses signal to this sensor here, and then your AC will stop working. Running LEDs in the low beam, high beam, and also parking lights. And then we have like the chrome blinker lamps. And this bumper here have also been changed because I crashed into a Fox like 2 years ago, so it was damaged. So got a new one, I guess, for around $100. These ones I want to change out for some Chinesium ones from eBay or AliExpress, because they are looking kind of sad, and I think you can get them fairly new for cheap. Also kind of want new wipers because they are a little bit like rusty. Yeah, I can sand it away, but it always comes back. Also at some point maybe try to get one of these new. So I'm running ABS 19-inch rims. They have the bolt pattern of 5 by 110, the original bolt pattern. So that's nice. They are using like an insert for it to be able to change those bolt patterns fairly easily. And these are like semi-forged wheels, which makes them maybe a little bit lighter, but still keep the strength. Here we see the front calipers just painted. A lot of things have been changed behind here through the years, but no upgrades and such. we see this little wall cap here, aluminium, blue. But if you are gonna put on this aluminium wall caps, get one with a plastic insert, because then they don't seize to the valve stem. You don't want that. The later Saab models actually got this protection lip here, so you don't get the rust here. Mine never had that, and it started to rust and such. I've added this lip here later, and I actually have 2 new fenders for this car that just needs to be painted, because we can see nice rust here and rust all over this here. So I just need to get them painted. And also we have new inner liner here as well. This is not the original one. I've seen people like complaining with this unoriginal one that it's just soft and not the same quality as the original one, which is more like plastic. But I actually prefer this more flexible one, and definitely looks better and also protects the electronics that is running behind here. Then we are also running the chrome kind of blinkers on the side here. Kind of sad looking side mirrors here. Either trying to get this fixed myself, or I will just get new ones. We will see. Mirrors have been changed for the Chinese quality, because the mirrors just fall off these cars. Maybe we will see it prematurely when you're driving and playing some bass and such, and then you see the mirrors like really shaking. And as we can see here, the car was cleaned a few days ago, but it's been outside in the rain, so a lot of like this have splashed up from hitting the ground, because it's just a lot of rain. Then we see the side lists here. They just painted it with regular black paint. I think that actually turned out really good, better than all other solutions, and this actually lasts. Then we see a lot of rust spots and such. It's an old car, and it was never in the perfect condition when I got it. As we can see, all of these like door dings and such. So either would have to get new doors and such at some point. But the worst is, I guess, the rear arches here. As we can see, it's actually a hole here. I just removed all of the bad metal there, so I could get this like more of a protective paint on there to protect it a little bit better. I know it doesn't really look good, but it protects it a little bit, I guess. And at some point we need to cut out this whole piece here and then weld in new fresh metal. But either I have to learn how to weld, or I have to save up money for someone to do that professionally. It's a fairly big job, and I think you should know what you're doing before you start to cut up the car. And yeah, it's not looking good, but for this year of car, it's not like it's bothered me too much either. It's far from a showcase car, and it's daily driven, and I need a car. So it will maybe be at the time where I have the time and resources to do that. So you can see here in the back, the calipers have been changed. The front ones, the calipers are actually original. We have a nice coated, zinc coated, fresh brake disc on there. Same rims, Brembo brake pads, and these are the solid discs in the rear. So not much more to say there. Changed a lot of the springs, and you can see the car is actually lowered with the Leyefors lowering springs. Change out the brake line here, because as you know, with Saab 9-3s, all of them gets broken down by the UV rays. Then we see we have the antenna here. It's like the eBay special one. At the time when I bought this antenna here, I don't think there was available dummy antennas, but now you can just get a dummy antenna for like $40 and you don't have to bother with this unoriginal one, but it still looks the same, I guess, so nothing that bothers me. This winter I crashed and had to find a new bumper, but that wasn't too big of a deal because the old one was a little bit scratched and this one new here is scratched as well, but it still looks kind of good. I have the red US tail lamps. I really like it on this black car and it maybe sets it apart a little bit. These have always been a linear, so we have the black bar here in the back, which I actually think looks better. I changed this emblem here this winter as well, because previously somebody had used a front emblem and just put it on top here. I never really noticed it myself, but like 2 years ago I saw that it was not the right fitting one. This is like the one you should have that is fitting the station wagon and also the cabriolet. So we have the bumper with parking sensors, which are not hooked up at the moment. We need to fix the wiring there. I have a tow hook here. We got added the cover there. I scratched the bumper while taking the bumper off the parts car because the tow hook was attached to the car while I was getting it off, and I've only taken the bumper off while the tow hook is off on my own car, so I didn't really think about that, and I scratched it. Yeah, I didn't have too much time doing that, so that is what happens when you are stressed. Then we have the twin pipe exit there with the chromed tips. Speedbox was at the time selling like an insert that you can put around there for it to look a little bit more OEM, and this is just a normal bumper that is cut out by hand, which is a little bit scary. And we can see also my car, we have the normal kind of package, but at least it's the painted one. This one is actually changed out. I just wanted to try it. Chinesium wiper arm. Yeah, it works. Been on there for a year. It's the faded plastic from the old original one. Changed out these ones for some newer, nice clear ones. Also, they are like foam gaskets that gets old, and you don't want the connectors in there to rust and such. Here we see the back in my car. I found this on a junkyard. This is of course original Saab. I think you can still get this new, like $80 or so. This one broke at the time. Got this brand new, and I just store like parts, not parts, but smaller things to fix the car, and always have it with me, and have a lot of like my gym clothes, and then also tools and such that I always carry. I don't need to carry this, but it's where you're going to a pick and pull junkyard. It's nice to have it in, not too far off. And we can see on the inside here we also have added this bar here. I think it's not too common to find this. You find it mostly, I had the fabric one previously, but I found this on a junkyard. Got it really cheap. Some time ago I saw somebody was selling one in California on eBay, and they sold it for like $300 or so. So I'm not sure, but maybe a little bit rare. And I also painted this black here as well. Don't think there's much more to say about it. I have actually tinted the windows on this car myself. Side windows, not that hard, but the back one, this last slope here, for me personally was almost impossible to get it right. So it's not all perfect here, and also some spots here, but this was my best attempt. Tried like a a lot of times before I got it, and I had no previous experience doing this. The other side is looking a little bit better when it comes to rust, because I've protected this side better. So the rust is actually coming from like the inside and out, especially in back here, because there's a joint like between 3 surfaces, and like the body sealer on the back here falls off, and then it lets moisture in there and it starts rusting. So on this side I had like painted this and taken the liner off and then prepared the backside here better, but on the other side I didn't treat it the same way and it rusted through instead. So roof rails, I like it in black because my car is black. I said I had added the aero lip in the front there. It's lowered front. There are shock absorbers from Monroe, and in the back now there are original Saab Sport suspension ones. Yeah, I think that is it when it comes to the outside. Maybe we can take a look on the inside of my car. Bose speaker grills. It's not the original Bose system in this car. Added that. Door card here, maybe get a new one that is not all scratched out. This color combination here you find very common because it's just the base one. Carbon fiber vinyl trim. A little bit of scratch button there. I have the new buttons that I could install, or we can just paint all fairly nice and clean, as we can see in here. Pedals, all of these pads are actually new. Faber Bilstein, and then also some company I don't remember, but it's better looking than those that are all worn down and such. I could maybe clean them a little bit better so you don't have all of that debris inside of those patterns. And then also want to get some kind of rest plate here so we don't damage this carpet surface here. And the mats have been changed for new ones a few years back, so we don't have like the hole that you will find in this area here. If you are driving for a long time and having a lot of sand, you will like rub through the mat. Seating position here, we can see we have aftermarket steering wheel. It's like the Turbo X steering wheel, but it's flat bottom. We got this Alcantara thing on the top here to center it. Then I have vinyl wrapped the controls here. Changed out this lever here because the speedo, or the cruise control I mean, was stopped working. I also added this leather panel here from the same manufacturer as the steering wheel. I think it looks very nice. Same with the information display there, Saab information display, leather stitched, and then we also have this on the side here. This is wrapped. The funny thing is, a lot of Saab people really want the Hirsch stuff. The Hirsch one is also just wrapped vinyl, but they have added the emblem there that makes it worth a lot of money. I wouldn't bother though, personally. Then we have the ice scraper. This is also fairly new, never used it myself, but yeah, just wanted it. This is the Chinesium shifter knob here. I had the original changed out for a new original, but then it got worn down. Then I got this one, very cheap, and also the same with the shifter boot here. So this is the one with like the automatic controls here. It's not the base stereo, but it's not the one with the navigation. This was like it when I got the car. And here we have the auto dimming rear view mirror, which I have added, and we can see like all of the interior are converted to LEDs because we really need that. And if you see the seats here, this is like the anniversary 2007 or 8 seats. Added, got the front seats last summer, and then I found the rear bench seat from the same car I got the rear bumper from, which was nice. And if you have seen one of my earlier videos now, is that I've added the Audison speakers on the side there. It's the same specification or the ohm rating to original ones, which makes them play less bass than the original ones at least. The armrest here have been changed, and it's hard to see now, but this is also lighted up. You have to take it apart and then solder in LEDs and such. And I also fixed the LED light in this thing here. Very important stuff. I think this is it for the front. Not much more done here, I guess. So the front seats are not in perfect condition, especially the driver's seat. So at some point, either get new leather for it or don't bother. I'm not sure, but I will get a new, at least, seat cushion from passenger side when I do this leather change, so we don't have this cushion here that have been worn down or pressed together over the years. These controls are not working because mine is 2006 that came without these controls, so I didn't bother it, but got electric seats originally on the driver's side. And in the back, nothing special. We have the same leather seats, but unfortunately it got this kind of separation thing there. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that is basically it when it comes to this car. I have missed a lot of stuff, as we can also added the door lights. Funnily enough, as we can see, door lights, pedal lights, they actually activate whenever any door turns open. So when I have the side door in the back here, it turns on. And I guess also all of the speakers have been changed from the original ones. We are running Servian Vegas on the sides here, and in the front it's Pioneer, and in the boot it's Servian Vegas. I'm not sure, maybe it makes the sound a little bit better, but it's mostly for the for myself that, yeah, I want to upgrade and learn and try adding new stuff. And also, let's sit back out here. Yeah, we have added the footwell lights as well.